So welcome everybody to week 7 of the Mindful Base Stress Reduction course. And we're going to begin with a 5-minute visualization meditation. So if you'd like to get yourselves ready. So becoming aware of your feet on the ground, your body in the seat, your hands resting on the thighs. Really becoming aware of the chair supporting your body. And closing your eyes when it's comfortable for you, or finding a gaze. And really tuning into your body now. Becoming aware of your thoughts. Becoming aware of your feelings. How are you feeling right now in this moment? And becoming aware of any sensations in the body. And using the breath to anchor you into the present moment. And choosing perhaps to take a nice deep breath into any tension into the body. Relaxing on the out breath. Now I'd like you to become aware of holding 2 shopping bags. The one in your right hand is holding everything from the past. All those regrets, all those mistakes, all those thoughts and the way we tend to hold on to that. Really gripping it like a lifeline almost. And the bag in your left hand is holding all your future as you see it. all those worries and expectations and wantings and needs and thoughts. Will I ever get there? Is it going to happen? Maybe frustrations or that we attach to all this wanting to happen in the future. And then really becoming aware of how heavy both these bags are. And what would it be like to let them go? So giving yourself permission now to let go of the right hand bag that has all your past, and letting go of the left hand bag that has all your future. How does it feel to let go of both those? And becoming aware now that we live here in the present moment. So what's going on for you now in the present moment? And what would it be like to live each day like that? Just focusing on what is here. Really focusing on being kind to yourself in this moment. And being grateful that you're alive. And what peace perhaps you're feeling right now of being able to do that. Letting go and letting be without judgment and with compassion and kindness towards yourself. And as we bring this short meditation to an end, remembering that we only live in the moment, breath by breath. So how did we get on last week in terms of what we take into our mind and body from the outside world? Did we notice what we found nourishing? Did we become aware of that? And what we found depleting, what really drained us of our energy? Were you enlightened? And were things revealed to you, perhaps, that you were not aware of before? And I really hope you got time to write all this down, because these are notes that you can also reflect back on and see how much you're improving in terms of how much you're bringing mindfulness into your daily life. So this week we're going to talk about lifestyle choices. How best can I look after myself in this moment? So I'll just read a little bit from the book that I have in terms of we can't stop the waves, but we can learn to surf. John Kabat-Zinn. What we actually do with our time from moment to moment, from hour to hour, from 1 year to the next, can have a very powerful influence on our general well-being and our ability to respond skillfully to the challenges of our lives. So that's something really to think about, isn't it? So perhaps accepting, though, as well, that there are some aspects of our lives that we simply cannot change, but we can consciously choose to increase the time and space to the things that we do find nurture us, and find ways to decrease the number of things that we do that deplete us, or find ways to reduce their impact on us through our attitude or our behaviour. So I hope that makes sense to you, because with mindful awareness, we can balance the activities that weigh us down and with those that lift us. So we start with using the breathing space, taking an action. So the breathing space provides a way to remind us to use activity to respond to difficult experiences as they arise, so that we can choose to take an action and respond mindfully. For instance, you might choose to do something pleasurable or something that will give you a sense of satisfaction. So as you take the breathing space, ask yourself, what do I need to do for myself right now? So that's the first step. How can I best take care of myself in this moment? So really taking a step back and asking yourself, what can I do right now to help myself? Or what do I need in this moment? So you could choose, for example, something pleasurable. Be kind to your body, perhaps. Take a nice warm hot bath. Treat yourself to some favourite food without feeling guilty. Or have your favourite hot drink. Maybe engage in some joyful activity. Go for a walk with maybe your best companion, your dog, or a friend. Or perhaps visit a friend that you haven't seen for a while. Maybe a hobby like gardening or some exercise. Maybe cook a nice meal mindfully, really taking in the colours and the smells and the taste. Maybe go shopping. Maybe there's you've seen something that you like. Maybe go and treat yourself and go and buy it. Or watch something funny or uplifting. Something that gives you pleasure. Maybe listen to music that makes you feel good. And whilst you're doing that, noticing any barriers to pleasure. Your thoughts perhaps saying you won't enjoy something you haven't planned. You don't deserve it. You should be doing something else. It's going to be pointless. So really become aware of those killjoy thoughts we tend to have. So be being aware of them, but really going for something that you know is going to lift you. Even if you don't feel like it in that moment, do it anyway. Yeah. Or perhaps something that gives you satisfaction, like clearing a cupboard out that you've been thinking about doing for a while, writing a letter to somebody, or cleaning the house, doing a real clear up or catch up, pay a bill that you've been putting off for a while. Something that you feel, I'm so pleased I did that. Again, something that's going to really give you satisfaction. Again, though, in this, be aware of perhaps high standards or perfection, wanting everything to be perfect. So again, becoming aware of those thoughts that tend to sabotage us in that moment. And maybe tuning more into your wise self, your sage, person that knows better. Yeah? And remember to be open-minded and aim for a broad range. You know, this is really where you can tune into your creativity. Be really creative. Really opening your mind and heart. Yeah. And don't expect miracles. You know, and when things are difficult, mindfulness really comes into play. You know, the skills that you've been developing over the last 7 weeks really become very relevant in these moments for you, because you're able to tune into your thoughts, feelings and body sensations and really be honest with yourself about what you need right now. As John Kabat-Zinn says, don't start weaving your parachute when you're just about to jump out of the plane. We need to be weaving that parachute every day for that day that we're going to jump out of the plane. So the skills really do help when you find yourself in a difficult moment, because you've been weaving them into your life every day. So you'll know exactly what to do. When we are under pressure, we are more likely to revert to our old habits. The more tuned in you are to yourself and the world around you, the wiser your decisions, choices and actions. This is particularly helpful when you are facing challenges. So again, at these times, really tuning in to asking yourself, what do I need right now to help me get through this time? Yeah. Because if we continue the same way, it leads to exhaustion. The exhaustion funnel, which I'll show you now. This is what it leads to eventually. And I'm sure a lot of you could relate to it. We end up not being able to sleep, maybe aches and pains in the body, joylessness, a lack of energy, guilt, feeling depressed, all leads to exhaustion. So we need to find another way. And this is your moment to do that. So I hope you found that helpful. So I'd like to read you a story now called Use Your Umbrella. A young woman was studying in India, undertook to develop love, kindness and goodwill through her meditation practice. Sitting in her small room, she would fill her heart with loving kindness for all beings. Yet each day as she went to the bazaar to gather her food, she would find her loving kindness sorely tested by one shopkeeper who would daily subject her to unwelcome caresses. One day she could stand no more and began to chase the shopkeeper down the road with her upraised umbrella. To her mortification, she passed her teacher standing on the side of the road observing this spectacle. Shamefaced, she went to stand before him, expecting to be rebuked for her anger. What you could do, her teacher kindly advised her, is to fill your heart with loving kindness and with as much mindfulness as you can muster, and hit this unruly fellow over the head with your umbrella. Sometimes that is what we need to do. It would be easy enough to hit the man over the head with an umbrella. The difficult part is to do it with all the loving kindness in our heart. Now that is our real practice. And it's so true. So that we're really conscious. Okay, so as we are in the 7th week now, our home practice this week is I'd really like you to develop an unhelpful actions and strategies that you find yourself slipping into at difficult times. Okay? So, and then I want you to develop a list of helpful actions that you can experiment with in difficult finds in the future. So maybe have one page and unhelpful and helpful. Yeah. And I want you to really think about how are you going to keep your mindfulness alive. Sorry, that's a lorry outside, if you can hear it, just going past. So I'll just repeat it in case you didn't hear me. A list of unhelpful actions and strategies that we tend to slip into at difficult times. A list of helpful actions that you can experiment with in difficult times. And how are you going to keep your mindfulness alive? Okay, because next week then will be our last week. So, if you like this video, please remember to press the like button and subscribe. And again, if you know of anyone that you feel would benefit, please share. And I wish you well this week. So, namaste to you all, and bye for now.